Hey guys, so welcome to part 2 of our design pattern video tutorial series. So in this video, I'll first go through the existing code base that we will be working with for the rest of this series. If we recall from the first video, this was the setup of our online shopping application. There were several modules that logged events to a log file. So for the purpose of our simulated application, we will just simulate this functionality with an event simulator. So this will generate random events and debug data and send them to the logger. So for you to get an idea of what I'm talking about, let's take a look at the code. So here I have my code. This is the simulator package. So this generates events randomly. We are not allowed to touch this module because this is the existing code. And then this is the logger that we have. So all this does right now is receive a string input and log it to the console. So I'm not gonna show you the code in this package because we're not gonna change it anyway, and it doesn't matter for the purpose of our video series. But if you want to take a look at it, it's available in the repository. So let me just run the application and show you what it does. So as you can see, there are several events being logged. I made multiple threads that would randomly generated events. So through this, we are simulating a multi-threaded environment, which is just like the scenario in a web application. Since in a web application, each request is executed on a separate thread. So let's get into the implementation of the new component. First of all, we want to model all our events. We will start by creating an event class and subclasses for each of the event types. So let me start by creating a new package for our events collector. So inside this, we will have a package for events. First, I will create the base class for our event. So our event class will have only one field called the occurrence time, because this is the only thing that is common among all the events. We want to know when the event occurred. So since this is not an event on its own, we will make this an abstract class. And we will provide a constructor and a getter. We will not be providing any setters because we want our event classes to be immutable. Because if you think about it, once you create an event, you wouldn't want to change or set its values. You would just create another event. So we can achieve this by providing only getters and no setters and making all fields final. So we will make this final. So no one can possibly change it except the constructor. So now that we have our base event class, I will create subclasses for each of the events. So let me start by creating an subclass for our user registered event, which has one field called country. So user registered event, and then let me remove the abstract and put extends event, and our only attribute here would be the country. So we have an occurrence time and a country to be inputted in the constructor. So we have to call the constructor of the superclass and pass in the occurrence time, and then we will assign the value for our country. Next, I will create the user deactivated event. So as we can see, it's the same thing, we just have a country. So I will just pause the video right now and create the other events, because it's just the same process, and I will continue the video from there. Okay, so I have created all the event classes. So I have the add to cart event, where we have product ID and quantity. Similar thing, we provide getters. And then for the out of stock event, it's a similar structure. We have product ID and quantity. For purchased and returned, we have product ID, quantity, and country. So we have all our event classes set up now. We'll end this video here. In the next video, we will continue development and we will be introducing the first design pattern.